light from the foils. Once the foils are pulled and wiped, Weston begins his final overlay on top of the lightened hair, this time using a 7.44 deep copper blonde to add rich dimension to Lucy's copper hair. When applying Zero Lift to any Chroma Silk color, it transforms it from permanent to demi-permanent color, no lift, deposit only. Lucy's new copper red now has vibrancy, shine, and dimension that accents her new haircut, that is layered tighter in the back with longer pieces on the side that gently frames her face. Another plus using Chroma Silk coppers and reds is they last a long time and maintain their intensity and shine for months later. For Lucy, that's good news worth smiling about. Bethany is a PRAVANA color artist from Chicago who loves doing reds, and Nicole is a fiery client who loves wearing them. In fact, she's got several layers of home hair color, and it's been about 6 weeks since Nicole's last drugstore color application, so she has minimal regrowth. Bethany and Nicole have decided on a simple retouch formula adding dimensional color. Bethany parts off the hair with a zigzag section completely around the widest part of the head. She begins her application around the zigzag parting, starting in the back using a Chroma Silk formula of 3/4 7.40, an intense copper blonde, with 1/4 7.52, a mahogany beige blonde, and PRAVANA's Zero Lift developer, to condition Nicole's hair while adding depth and shine to her already 7-level color-treated hair. Zero Lift is applied from scalp to ends for deposit-only demi-color. And because Nicole's hair is a natural level 6 and changes her color frequently, Zero Lift gives her the options of changing it more easily. Bethany continues around the head to complete the lower portion of the zigzag parting. Once Bethany completes the lower portion, she moves on to the top to place her foils with Chroma Silk 5.62, a light red beige brown, and Zero Lift developer to add more depth and dimension to her other formulas and blend into her regrowth perfectly. She begins a back-to-back placement of foils, still using the 5.62 formula and Zero Lift from scalp to ends. Then coming back in with her formula of 3/4 7.40 and 1/4 of the 7.52 formula for a couple of sections to blend the top into the back. Then adding a couple of foils with her 5.62 formula and Zero Lift to add dimension and depth. Chroma Silk has a rich palette of vibrant reds and mahogany tones that are especially intense. Chroma Silk's keratin and silk proteins act as color carriers to pull the color deep into the hair. Also, Chroma Silk's low ammonia formula doesn't swell the hair as much, therefore the reds last longer with unbelievable shine. Now that Bethany has completed her application around the head, Nicole's hair will process for 30 minutes for maximum deposit, which is recommended when applying mahoganies and reds for the most vibrant intensity. The end result is rockin' red hair color that lights up a smile on Nicole's face and turns heads when she walks into the room. Like Nicole and most clients who color their hair at home, they should all get the opportunity to experience a professional colorist who offers a great hair color and a color technique to match a great haircut. Remember, it's your professional skills that set you apart and make your clients a work of art. Stephanie is a PRAVANA color artist from Long Beach, California, who has a large Asian clientele. Jarine is a client who wants to change her base to a lighter brown. Stephanie has discovered through the PRAVANA consultation that Jarine's hair has been straightened with a thio-based product. Stephanie's goal will be to lift her hair color to a natural-looking brown with no brassiness. As with most Asian hair, her hair is a natural level 2 and very resistant. She has no previous hair color, so Stephanie has suggested a marbleizing technique that will change her overall base color with dimensional tones, making it look more natural to match Jarine's earth-style personality. The marbleizing technique is perfect on any length of hair, and it's fast, providing great results. Starting in the back with a fine vertical parting, Stephanie begins her application approximately 1 inch from the scalp, working to the ends using 2 to 3 formulas, twisting the section into place. She continues taking vertical sections on the lower portion of the head below the occipital bone. The first formula of application on this section is a 7.1 medium ash blonde mixed with 30 volume developer, followed by an 8.1 light ash blonde with 30 volume developer on the second portion of the shaft, breaking the color placement. As she moves up the head with a 1 inch vertical sections, she alternates the placement of the 8.1 on the first part of the shaft to the 7.1 on the last portion of the shaft to the ends. This begins the marbleizing effect, which can be done as soft or as dramatic as you like, depending on the color formulas. In this case, Geraint is earthier, so Stephanie is going for a more natural effect by keeping her color selection in complementary tones that are closer to one another for a softer blend. After each application, the section is twisted into place. She continues with consistent sectioning, alternating her color placement with the 7.1 and 8.1 ash formulas, staying 1 inch away from the scalp and working on the mid shaft to the ends and twisting the hair into place. After Stephanie has completed one side of the head, she continues on to complete the last side and top, alternating her color formulas with her marbleizing technique. Upon completing the entire head, Stephanie is going back in with her on-scalp application, this time alternating a 6.1 dark ash blonde with 30 volume and a 7.1 medium ash blonde and 30 volume to each twisted section. Because she is going for a marbleizing technique, a random selection of application to each twisted section will only enhance the end results. It is important to work methodically, and Stephanie is staying focused on getting her color formula on the entire scalp and not missing any spots. When Stephanie completes her on-scalp application, Geraint's hair will process for 40 minutes.